welcome to Jake Showcase. I do videos on Wednesdays. I just got in from the Canadian cold just from a walk. And today I wanted to tell you how cold it is. And the way I'm going to do that is going to tell you how cold it is. And every time I tell you one thing, I'm going to take off a piece of my clothing here and I'm going to put it in this bucket here to give you an idea how much clothes you need when you're walking around outside in Canada. Okay, it's so cold in Canada that the last day that it was warm, we voted in our first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald, and we're not quite sure if he's still Prime Minister or not, but you know, that's what we did the last time it was warm out. It's so cold in Canada. When we take our dogs to go out to take a piss, you gotta bring the Canadian chisel, right, to make sure we scrape them off the pole. Right, that's how cold it is in Canada. Okay, it's so cold in Canada. I was actually supposed to be a large man, but the food truck bringing in the food to my town here, it got frozen on the highway. It's stuck in a snowbank somewhere, and so, you know, that's why I'm a smaller guy. It's so cold in Canada. When Canada won the Olympic hockey gold medal, you never know it because everybody was inside trying to conserve their body heat. It's so cold in Canada. If you want to get rich, you buy a Canadian property with apartments in it. And if you can get a tenant in it, they'll never leave. And they will always pay on time. It's so cold in Canada that the reason we have so many hockey sticks in Canada is because actually we go to cut down the wood for the big wood houses, and unfortunately it gets too cold, so we're stuck with only a little bit of wood, so we got to make more hockey sticks, eh? It's so cold in Canada that the term having a cold, you're not allowed to say it. It's been eradicated by the officials. You cannot say the term. It's been eradicated from the Canadian language. You can't say it anymore here in Canada. You cannot have a cold in Canada. It's so cold in Canada. At the border of most countries, when you go to, they ask for your passport and they ask for your visa, but not in Canada. At the Canadian border, they ask if you have enough clothes, and that's about all they ask. That's how cold it is. It's so cold in Canada. Well, birth control is not much of an issue in Canada, and it's predominantly because of the frozen pipes. You know what I mean? The frozen pipes. Oh yeah. It's so cold in Canada. Canadians like to drink a lot. A whole lot. But the reason for that, the reason they like to drink so much, eh, is to, we gotta stay warm. That's the reason we drink so much, eh? We're famous for it. It's so cold in Canada that the Canadian color is red. And the reason that the official color is red, it's actually to mimic the wind burn, freezer burn on our faces. All our faces, we got the red freezer burn. It's so cold in Canada that the other day, the government website that's supposed to tell you the temperature, it got so cold that it stopped telling the temperature. Instead it said, it's colder than a crater on Mars. And that's all it said. It's so cold in Canada. In general, people don't like to talk. And it's mostly because, it's mostly because they're afraid if they talk, you see, they're going to burn up energy that they need to conserve the body heat. So that's why people in Canada don't talk, eh? It's so cold in Canada. Canada is a peaceful country. Well, no, it's not that they don't have political opinions or the equipment. It's just that, you know, it's too cold to actually go out and start up the military equipment, so, you know, they don't go out. So it's a peaceful country. That's Canada, eh? It's so cold in Canada. It's so cold in Canada is that the crime rate is real low. It's real low in Canada. Real low crime rate in Canada. And you see, the reason for that is, you see, everybody's already trapped inside of their house, right? So, you know, you don't need to be putting them anywhere, in the jails or anything like that, because they're already trapped inside of their houses because it's so cold outside, eh? Right? Alright, so that's how cold it is in Canada. So make sure that, you know, that's how cold, just to let you know how cold it is out there. Alright, please like my video below and subscribe to my channel up above. I do my videos on Wednesdays, and I hope you have a wonderful day.